Hey everybody, DeHubs here for another top 5 discussion style video. And as you can guess by the title, this video is going to be talking about the top 5 characters I want added into the new Super Smash Bros. Game coming out on the Switch. E3 is right around the corner, and a Nintendo Direct will probably beat E3, so why don't we go ahead and dive into this topic before any more leaks or big reveals happen. And there will be some honorable mentions later on down in the list. So starting at number 5 is Wonder Red from the Wonderful 101 game on the Wii U. And I recently did a tryout Thursday, a few weeks back, for the Wonderful 101. If you would like to check out the first 30 minutes or so of gameplay footage, it's on the channel. I love the idea, and I feel like he is one of the easiest locks for the new roster. Two big reasons. The first one is because his moveset would be easy enough to transition over into a Smash game, since he's in a modern day beat-em-up brawler style game. His final smash could even be that iconic Wonder Punch that he's got going on. The second big reason is due to some hype or rumors revolving around Wonderful 101 coming to the Switch. Whether that is a port of the Wii U, like they did with Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and several other games, or a direct sequel, I think just using the Smash series is a great way of advertising Platinum Games bringing the franchise over to this console. There was hype for the original 101. I remember watching the game and playing the game on a demo back in the day when it was first coming out. But nobody really bought the Wii U, unfortunately, so no one really bought the Wonderful 101, right? But the Switch is selling like crazy, and I have no doubts that the Wonderful 101 would do a lot better on the Switch. So porting the game over just seems like common sense, and featuring the main protagonist just seems natural. Number 4, a new Pokemon character. Pokemon has been in the game since the original N64 had Pikachu and Jigglypuff on the roster. Melee gave us Mewtwo. Who else? Pokemon Trainer was added on the Wii, as well as Lucario, and Greninja appeared on Smash 4 for the Wii U. So they add a new Pokemon character what seems like every single game. So I think this is another safe bet. But where the discussion comes in is which of the over 800 Pokemons would you put on the roster? I, for one, would love to see a sneak peek into Generation 8. Like they did with Blaziken back in Gen 2, Lucario with Gen 4, and even Togepi, which was in the original anime back in the day, back when they were only in Kanto. Misty toted around that egg, right, until it hatched into Togepi. So Game Freak has not shied away from injecting Pokemons out of their natural habitat, right? So I would love to see a Generation 8 and even get a new stage based off a new city. I think that would be really cool. Another school of thought I've seen is a Gen 7 Pokemon. These would be Pokemons from the Alolan region, aka Pokemon Sun and Moon. So I'm going to give you guys my pick for a Generation 7 Pokemon. And I'll go with Tapu Koko for now. There's honestly 5 or maybe even more Pokemons that could be competing for that Gen 7 spot. And that could be another video idea, you know, top 5 Pokemons I want added into Smash. But for now, I'll just leave it with Tapu Koko. He is undoubtedly one of the coolest Pokemons from the Alolan region, and I remember the anime hyping him up so much with Ash bumping into him, and he was one of the first, if not, he was one of the first Pokemons you saw in Sun and Moon, with his swooping in and kind of saving the day very early on in the game. But I'm actually not sure how confident I am of Tapu Koko specifically, and that rests mostly in the fact that I think Pikachu's a slam dunk without a shadow of a doubt lock for the official roster. Would they really want 2 electric Pokemons? I'm not so sure. I have a strange feeling this spot could also go to a Generation 1 Pokemon. The Kanto hype is real with Game Freak, as they've done it with Pokemon Go and the potential game for the Switch coming out revolving around Kanto as well. I'm a little worried they'll try to play it safe and just shoehorn in another Kanto Pokemon. So what Generation 1 Pokemon would I pick? That's Dragonite, easy. In my opinion, Dragon has been one of the most defining types in all of Pokemon, next to maybe Psychic. And I say that because the legends are normally either psychic with Mewtwo and plenty more, or dragons. You know, it seems like every generation there's a dragon legendary Pokemon or a pseudo legendary. Just think about Salamence or Garchomp, right? Even Garchomp would be a great addition to the Pokemon or the Smash Brothers roster here. Yet, I don't think a single dragon Pokemon has appeared on the Smash Brothers roster, which just seems weird. And Dragonite himself seems like a safe bet if they go with a Kanto Pokemon. I mean, really, who else from Kanto could they use? I'd love to see Blastoise back, but maybe Machamp or Hitmonlee or Hitmonchamp, maybe? But outside of that, I don't really know what other original Kanto Pokemons they could do. Best I could think of is maybe they just bring Mewtwo back and he doesn't have to be a DLC character. He's just in the base edition of the game. I think that would be pretty cool. So there you guys go. That's 3 or 4 picks right there in one spot. I could talk about Pokemon and Smash Brothers all day, really. So coming in at number 3 is Funky Kong from the Donkey Kong series, but specifically we're talking about Tropical Freeze here. And he's another character like Wonder Red. They just ported Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze over to the Switch, and one of the big add-ons was Funky Mode, where you get to play as Funky Kong. He is a really awesome character who just brings a lot of great vibes the second he hits the screen. He brings a lot of personality, a lot of attitude. I think he would serve the Smash Brothers roster really well. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot to say. DK is one of their best-selling franchises, Funky's a great character, and it'd be free advertisement for Tropical Freeze. All this seems like a no-brainer, really. Coming in at number 2 are the champions from Zelda Breath of the Wild. The champions, as stated, are from the latest Zelda game. They are really awesome characters that all have their own personalities and their own attitudes, and they all just seem to mesh very well together when they're on the screen or when they're interacting with Link. I've enjoyed those cutscenes, and the break from the action hasn't felt overbearing or anything like that. It's really helped tell a better story. They seem like a callback to the sages from Ocarina of Time, how they interact with each other, how they interact with Link, and all that good stuff, so I really enjoyed that aspect of the game. Though, it's kind of hard to imagine all 4 characters getting in. That's a lot of roster spots. But I would assume that Breath of the Wild is popular enough to justify adding 4 characters. Now, Mipha, the red Zoro fish lady, if you're unfamiliar, is the character I think who has the hardest chance of getting added, as she's just a healer and not really a fighter. However, another thought you could have is that they choose to use this champion Link instead of the traditional Ocarina of Time / Twilight Princess Link they go with, and choose to go with the new iteration of Link. They could actually mold all 4 characters into Link. So Mipha's Grace could reduce Link's percentages or give him health back in an HP style match. Revali's Gale could be Link's recovery. Dorok's Protection could allow Link to reflect projectiles, and Urbosa's Fury could be his final smash. So there's a couple of different ways I could see them handling the champions. One way or another, I think this might be the safest bet of any that they will be in the game. Whether they're roster characters, assist trophies, or like I said, fragments of them have molded into the final product of Link that we see, I think the champions will be in the game one way or another. Before we dive into number 1, let's go over some honorable mentions real quick. I have Banjo-Kazooie from the Banjo-Kazooie series, Geno from Super Mario RPG, and Knuckles from the Sonic series. I don't have a lot of memories for these characters, and that's why they're my honorable mentions. I didn't grow up with these games. I haven't really played these games either. I haven't really played Banjo-Kazooie outside of a little bit from my childhood. I'm not far enough into Super Mario RPG to have Geno, and I really haven't played a lot of Sonic games, especially not one with Knuckles in it. And so that leaves these guys on my honorable mentions list. However, they are beloved characters who also are really high-profile people. Sonic has been in the Super Smash Bros. Games, so I don't think it'd be too weird for Knuckles to be there. As far as my understanding goes, I don't think it would be too difficult to get Banjo-Kazooie in there. And it seems like Nintendo and Square Enix aren't on bad footing or anything like that, so we might even could get Geno in there. I don't know too much about the copyrights and trademarks and all this good stuff. I don't know if it'd be impossible to get these characters in there or completely doable. So I would like to see them in there. It seems like every time a Smash Brothers game gets revealed, outcries for Geno or Banjo-Kazooie or another Sonic character, all these outcries seem to get louder and louder with each Smash Brothers game, and I think it's finally time Nintendo gives the fans what they want. But now we're going to dive into number 1, and that is Hat Kid. Of course it's Hat Kid. I love her to death, and A Hat in Time, if you've watched any bit of the channel, is one of my favorite games of all time. We've done a complete Let's Play. We've pretty much almost 100% of the game. We have a couple of achievements left, but man, do I not love that game. And the way they've designed her lends her really well, I think, to the Smash Bros. Universe. Her umbrella would be her attack. She has a grappling hook for recovery. She can equip badges in the game, which gives her access to a scooter, so think like Wario and his motorcycle, a magnet-like field that can suck items in, and even the ability to use her umbrella to Kamehameha people. I'm not joking there. Characters always have alternative colors and costumes, and Hat Kid is no exception here. She has multiple hats and multiple dyes that change her colors. So for her hats, her sprint hat could make her go really fast, her brewer's cap could give her access to projectiles, and she even has a time stop hat that might be a little too powerful, giving her the ability to slow down time. Regardless, all these hats could be simply cosmetic to complement, like I said, the dyes that exist in the game to change her color. I don't really care either way. As long as she's in the game, they could do whatever they want with her. Just put her in the game. I think she's an amazing character. She pays homage to all the games, all the old school platformers that these games are based off of. She was, in part, she was inspired by Super Mario, from Banjo-Kazooie to games like Psychonauts and Sonic and all these platform games of old in the 3D platformers. She's trying to pay homage to the games that came out close to the turn of the century when 3D platforming was really becoming a thing. How awesome would it be to have her, who owes so much to all these old classic platformers guys, appearing on a game with them, that she's trying to revitalize this genre. She's trying to bring it back. I couldn't think of a better way for, just to, I don't know the words for it exactly, but just to get her in there. See her beside games like Mario or characters like Mario, you know? It would just be so awesome, and I love her so much. Jeez, guys. I could talk about her forever, but that's going to wrap up my top 5. One last side note. I watched somebody's top 10 Smash Brothers characters, and they had Mickey Mouse, or they didn't have Mickey Mouse on there, but they talked about Mickey Mouse, and now all I can think about is having Mickey Mouse on Smash Brothers. I want it so bad. That would be another honorable mention, or that would be number 6, you know. But that's going to do it for my top 5. Let me know what you guys think of this list down in the comments, or let me know what characters you think should be on there. I in no way have played every single Nintendo game ever made. I don't know every character, so you guys will have to fill me in on what would be some awesome characters. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this, like and comment. If this is your first time checking out a video, I have a couple more discussion style videos. I have a couple other Let's Plays. I'm trying to do these weekly or maybe every 2 weeks, get a video out like this. So if you enjoy talking about video games, comic books, anime, anything like that, you're going to be right at home at this channel. I love these discussions. So bring it on. Go ahead and subscribe, guys. And I will see you guys in whatever next exciting episode you decide to watch. Have a great day, everybody.